Got me feeling nicey.
Got me feeling nicey, folks. Welcome to another live stream. All right. A little late today. Had a busy day. You know, I want to tell a story about our support team. We had a great story that just got posted on LinkedIn about a support problem that happened. And I'm a big believer that, you know, in life and especially in business, when you have a challenge and you have a problem, especially with customer support issue where somebody ordered something, it didn't get shipped to them on time or didn't get shipped to them at all. And sometimes that's the best opportunity to build a relationship with a customer and build customer loyalty. And so, yeah, somebody just said there hasn't been a night in 4 months where I haven't used the tape. Love to hear it, brother. Love it. So a lot of times when you've got an angry customer because they didn't get what they expected, they didn't get their tape, they didn't get their delivery, that's a chance for us to build a relationship with them instead of look at it as, crap. You know, that's a negative. It's an opportunity. So every bad customer experience is an opportunity for us to build a relationship, to build more trust, and to show people why you can believe and you can trust in hostage tape. Okay. So something happened where somebody didn't get their delivery and they emailed into support, and our support team does a top-notch job of listening, validating what had happened, and we owned it. We owned the fact that, you know, we screwed up. Something happened, and so then they gave them a solution, a stopgap solution to be able to give them what they still needed. And then this gentleman, he posted on LinkedIn about this story. I reposted it on my LinkedIn feed. And he posted about his experience, about how amazing the experience was for him from a customer support standpoint and how it really won him over as a loyal customer. And so just bravo to our support team for doing an amazing job of handling a difficult situation and turning it around and making it a positive. I love seeing that, love seeing those kind of stories. So somebody said they forgot to update my address with y'all and they changed my subscription. So go ahead and go to the email into the support team, help@hostagetape.com, or just go to the contact us page on hostagetape.com there, and then just let them know. But get a ticket into the support team and they'll help you out. So somebody had asked, how many people do you have in your support team? I think our support team is, I want to say 5 or 6 people, something like that. But I'm a huge believer in having great support. So from my previous company that I ran for 16 years, I was in software where it was software as a service, and having great customer support is such a key part of a great software experience, especially this new age software experience that people have with software as a service. And your service that you're providing these people is so vital and so key and so important that when they're having an issue, they needed to be able to get help, get support. And that was something that I was really focused on, always delivering a great support experience. And I'll tell you, one of the life-changing moments for me in being able to deliver great support was a book by Chris Voss, Never Split the Difference. Phenomenal book. Highly recommend everybody read that book. Go read Never Split the Difference by Chris Voss. And in in that book, what I learned and implemented in how we handle support back in my first software company and how we do it now is, a lot of times people have an issue, people have a problem, and sometimes you can't solve it. Sometimes you just can't solve the problem. And a lot of people, they get really scared of those scenarios. They get really afraid. And so when support comes in, issues come in, and you don't know how to solve it, people freeze, they panic, they don't respond to them, they don't know what to do, and it makes the problem worse. So what we did and how we flipped it and how we changed how we looked at things is we said, okay, fundamentally, people want to feel heard and understood. And this goes across the board in almost every aspect of your life. When you want to look at sales, people buy when they feel heard and understood, right? Your partners, they want to feel heard and understood. We all want to feel heard and understood. And from a support perspective, when people have a problem, they just want to feel heard and understood. So we built in a system with the support team to truly understand how to make a customer feel heard and understood. So somebody asked, I want to answer this question. They said, Alex, we're a huge fan. You actively trying to get into retail. We are launching in retail, brother. Yep, we're launching in Sobeys up in Canada in January here next month. And then we're going to be launching in another big retailer here, hopefully this next year pretty soon. We'll have an announcement coming out here pretty soon for that. Okay, so now the support thing we're talking about is, so when somebody has a problem and you don't know how to solve it, then sometimes all you have to do is just make them feel heard, hear their problem, repeat the problem back to them so that you make them feel like, okay, it's just so I understand, it sounds like you're having this kind of an issue with your problem. We validate the problem, validate their frustration, validate whatever it is they're feeling, so then they feel heard. They feel like we understand what the issue is. Okay. Because a lot of times you can't move on with somebody until you acknowledge what the situation is. You acknowledge what the problem is. So we acknowledge that with customers. And then we move on to the next part of it, which is either maybe it's taking ownership then, after we've acknowledged what the issue is and how they feel about it, what happened to them. Then we might have to own up to, we probably screwed up. Okay. And then it's offering some kind of a solution, if there is a solution. A lot of times there's not a solution, but believe it or not, in a large amount of support incidents and support tickets, having a solution doesn't solve the issue. And it's not really what's most important. Most of the time, it's just validating the problem, making customers feel heard, making them feel understood. And that's most of the battle right there. If you can do that and you can reach through the computer on that level with customers, then you can go a long ways. And so that was something I learned in my first company, and I feel like we've really perfected that, and then we brought that into hostage tape into this company here. And look, we're not perfect. We're always going to make mistakes. There's always going to be things that we can learn from, but I think that's the key, right? Is pushing forward, making progress, and learning from mistakes, learning from things that go wrong, and knowing that these mistakes, these failures are things that you need to have so you can learn, adjust, and move forward. Because if you don't have mistakes, if you don't have failures, then you can't improve. You can't keep getting better. And you have to shift your perspective on those things and see failures and mistakes as opportunities. In fact, I tell my team all the time, a lot of times in life, it feels like the universe throws you a curveball, a huge hurdle, and how you handle that and how you see it can mean everything. And so we try to look at curveballs and hurdles that get thrown at us from a business standpoint and even in just life as an opportunity that the universe is testing us. The universe is testing us and saying, okay, Alex, are you good enough to handle this problem, to get past it, and to level up? Because if you are worthy. You are worthy then of moving on, leveling up, and handling what's about to come to you. And so many times you might be experiencing that yourself. You might feel like everything is crashing down on you and nothing's going your way and all sorts of problems are happening. But if you flip it and you shift how you look at it, it might just be that you're about to level up in life. And the universe is testing you. Are you worthy enough to level up? Because look, every time you level up in life, every time you make more money, every place you're going, it doesn't get easier. It really only gets harder. And you have to keep getting better. Because the more successful you get, the more wealthy you get, the better at anything you get, then you got to work really hard to stay there. And you got more people gunning for you. You got more competition. And you have to never get complacent with that. And so being able to battle through those things, I believe, proves to the universe that you're worthy and that you can handle it and then you're ready to level up. And so, interesting lesson here today on handling problems, handling issues, and reframing failure, reframing those to be able to level up and move on. So, because look, you're always going to have issues, always going to have problems. I think one of the biggest myths in life is that, we all have hope. We should have hope. We all have hope and dreams and aspirations to go from here to here. It's what makes life worth living, is having hope. Hope for something better, hope for something bigger, hope for this. It's human nature to want more, bigger, better, all of it. And whatever that hope is for you, it's figuring out what that is. And then being able to prepare yourself for it. And to be able to accomplish that. For sure. All right, this is going to be a short live today, but that was a good little session talking about reframing failure. Oh, where I was going with the myth. The myth. I totally lost my train of thought. So the myth is that as you get more successful and as you make more money, then all your problems go away. They don't. That's the myth. So to sit there and think, if I just get there, if I just make more money, if I just get to that place, then everything will be fine and everything will go away. Not true. Not true. Now, some of your basic fundamental needs, you don't have issues with those, right? Like, you obviously don't have to worry about food, clothing, shelter, all the basic human fundamental needs. Like, once you get to, and you get more successful and you get to certain places, but then once you get beyond that, then problems don't go away. Your problems just become bigger problems. The more money you make, the bigger the problems are. And then it's up to you to decide what problems you need to focus on, and deciding what are the right problems to focus on and what are the right problems to delegate to people and to hire systems. Traction's a phenomenal book that talks about this. If you're an entrepreneur, it's over there on my bookshelf. Traction talks about putting systems in place, right? SOPs in place to be able to handle those kind of things as you scale, as you get bigger, right? As you delegate different roles, responsibilities, identifying decisions, problems in a way that allows the right people to handle those and the right people to focus on what they need to focus on so you can continue to operate, grow, and move forward. And many times that's life, but problems aren't going to go away. You're only going to have more problems in different areas, or you're going to have the same problems. It's just going to be magnified, right? You're going to have a magnified problem that's a lot bigger than it was before because maybe your business is 10 times the size it used to be. Okay. And so that's why it's so important that when you're dealing with problems and failures and setbacks, that when you can learn from those and you can get through those challenges, then they prepare you for when those challenges probably are going to come back and rear its head again, but in a much bigger way. And maybe in a different way that you don't expect, you don't see. And then you're prepared to be able to handle that and get through it, navigate around it. Because look, problems are always going to happen. And that's the other thing is, like, not only is the myth that people think they're going to go away, but you have to expect problems, especially in business. They're always going to happen. They're always going to be there. And it's your ability to navigate those and handle them and continue to move forward. And I talk about stoicism a lot. I try to embrace this idea of stoicism as a man, that I won't allow my life to be controlled by outside forces, things that I can't control. And so then I focus on what I can control, and I don't let anything else affect me, and I don't emotionally react to things. It's really hard to do. Really hard to do. I'll answer a couple of these questions here. Somebody said, does this help with Doherty? I don't know what that is. Doherty? Not sure what that is. Somebody asked, can I put tape over my nose or nah? Well, yes. I'm not wearing it. This is one of the first videos where I'm not wearing a nose strip, but you can absolutely, we've got our hostage nose strip here, which is different than our hostage mouth tape. And the nose strip goes on the nose. And some people think this is just a piece of tape, but it's actually not. If you look at it here, it's got a flex to it, and it's got plastic ribs in it. So when you put it on your nose, it opens up your nasal passageways. And when people put this on, they literally will say, oh my God, I can breathe like a new person in seconds. It's immediately obvious what this is doing to your nose to allow you to breathe in through your nose better. Okay. All right. Last one here, and then I got to run. Can I put the tape on nipples or other teams? Because I feel like I could be for all. Dude, you can put it anywhere you want, man. You can put this stuff on anything. Nipples is an interesting thing. You could actually like put hotsa tape over your nipples if you were getting chafing, like on a shirt, like while you were running. I sometimes will put these on the back of, like if my daughter has a brand new pair of shoes, I put in the tape on the back of her heels if it's created like rubbing or issues on the back of her heels. Or I've even put it on, I think, the back of my heels sometimes too. But Anyways, so, all right, folks. It's been real. Don't let bad sleep hold you hostage.